AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
OG Anunoby is the reason why I feel like we're a championship team. He's just so impactful, and I don't, he may have lost a major contract extension this summer because he can't get on the court enough. Like he's in Toronto, he missed just as many games, But him at, I mean, if you think so, for me personally, I'm judging very harshly. There's no way possible if you can't play out throughout the playoffs and we need you most. It's tough. And
I had to think about that, bro. Once we made that trade, at that point we knew we was gonna pay him this summer. When we made that trade, we knew we was gonna pay him this summer. Ain't no way. You see what we look like without him on the floor?
Which
price just keeps going up.
Which has been my point. When you guys were on here, when Julius Randle went there, I don't know what the hell you people were talking about. I said, bro, this is the guy. This is the guy, two-way player. He's gonna put us. I've seen enough. He's guarding everybody. This is insane. That's why, again, AllBall, to your point, we don't have him anymore. That thing against Philly should have never won 6 games because that guy is that guy. And we saw the last 2 games. Ain't no way we lose game 3 with him on the court. No way possible. And then game 4 is up in the air because ain't nobody showed up. But when you have a guy like that, that being said, he ain't coming in game 5, man. He should be out the, like you said yesterday, Flea. I don't see him coming back.
Bro, he's done for the whole playoffs, man. Let's be realistic. Don't get your hopes up high. The report just came out. Mitchell Robinson is done, which we all knew. So forget about that. Like I said, they try to, hide, OG's injuries for the scout report probably, but he's done. But we always say something, man. Availability,
best ability,
is the best ability, Flea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I love OG. All y'all know when we got OG, I was ecstatic. Some people ain't see it and didn't understand, but I knew what it was. But at this point, we have, I'm pretty sure we have cap space, we have money, we have picks, we have assets. I might think about signing OG. I'm being honest.
But signing him to what?
No, I'm thinking about if I should sign him.
Oh,
right.
You got to.
No, hold on. I'm being honest, Fleet. I will survey the land, see who I can get. Because I'm gonna be honest. It's like Kawhi Leonard. It's like Jimmy Butler. No matter how great those guys are, if you're not there for us in the playoffs, and you're the reason that we can either get to the promised land or not, and most times you're not able to be there, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I can't pay you for 4 years and you're missing playoff series due to non-contact injuries. I love OG. If we get Randle back, Mitchell Robinson gonna be healthy. We may lose Hartenstein, but like I said, we got some pieces. We got some draft picks. I'm gonna be honest, Flea. As much as I love him and would want to keep him, of course, it's something to think about right now. To me, I understand what you're saying, but for me, right now, today, really sitting thinking about it, it's not clear cut that I'm signing OG, bro. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, in comparison to the guys that you just named, that's a great point. In comparison, let's just be fair. Those guys are a little older, right? Yep. Jimmy Butler's a little older. Kawhi Leonard's a little older. You would be surprised. OG is but 26 years old, right? So if we do give him some money, a 30-year-old guy after that contract is up, 31-year-old guy, I don't know how disappointed I would be if we did sign him. I know that I would be disappointed if Philly signs him and he plays 75 games next year. I would be disappointed if Milwaukee signs him and he plays 80 games next year. Like, I would be disappointed if Indiana signs him and he's the piece that makes them just a little bit better than us. Like, I'm thinking about, what could happen if we did turn our nose up and say, hey, this guy can't stay on the floor. Don't get me wrong. He's missed half of the games that were available for him to play with the Knicks. So I get it, OG. Like, I get what you're saying about, I understand your reservations. I just feel like when we made that trade, we got up out of having to pay IQ. So let me ask you a question, Fabian, and for the people out there. Overpaying, whatever you want, however you want to look at it. Would you rather pay Emmanuel quickly, or would you rather pay OG and Anunoby?
For 25 million?
that was gonna be what was gonna happen this summer. What would you rather do?
Since I was gonna ask you a different question, but I have to answer this one. For $25 million, if it's the same deal, then you got to go with OG. But what I think what AllBall's issue is, and my issue is, you came here thinking you're gonna get 4 years, 150. That's $37 million a year. That's tough to guarantee you when you have proven to not be getting on that court, bro. Especially now, your role is way different than it ever was in Toronto. Your role is to be a championship piece. We've proven that fully healthy. And those names are essential they brought up. Kawhi Leonard wasn't old when we thought, hey, that guy's injury prone. He can't play every game. He might not be in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler, I think here and there, I think he's been injury prone the last couple of seasons, maybe. Joel Embiid is in the same mix. That's a hard contract to go after. Like, imagine if we traded for Joel Embiid. I'm not happy about that, especially with this flea.
But he's gonna walk into the office with Uncle Dennis and say,
okay,
look, yo,
but check this out.
Look at what y'all look like when I'm here. Look at what y'all look like when I'm not here. And that's gonna be easy for a GM. Leon Rose is gonna look at that like, oh shit. I mean,
especially giving up the number 3 pick and a 6 man of the year candidate and IQ. I get that. So I have to flip it on you though, and AllBall. How would you feel if he signs with Indiana or Milwaukee and these guys, but it's 4 years, $200 million? Okay, go ahead, go right ahead. You do that. I'll take that risk because I don't want to take that risk, especially with it's Brunson, Randall. All these guys gave up money to be in this position to help you come to over here and land in this culture. So it's not just once you make it too much about you. To me, it kind of turns things, especially when you can't play.
But he doesn't strike me as a guy that's not logical and doesn't realize that.
We know he's a scientist. We know that.
Yeah, but he doesn't strike me as a guy that's gonna want to break the bank and to sacrifice, flexibility for the team.
Well, for me, fellas, any of these plays, I say get your money. I don't mind.
OJ.
Right. I don't mind if you don't take a pay cut like that. To me, that's not the argument. For me, the argument is if Randall and Mitchell Robinson comes back, and we got, like I said, for me, the core is Hart, DiVincenzo, Brunson. Randall, Mitchell Robinson comes back healthy. Let's say we lose Hartenstein. Let's say we lose Burks. We may lose Precious, right? But let's say we keep in Deuce, we keep in Bob. Precious, Burks, some other guys we may get a trade. We got enough picks. I'm saying if OG walks, I'm saying we've signed somebody. It may not be as good as OG, but they are playing on the court. They're not injury prone. Like I said, I want to keep OG. Let's not get it misconstrued or twisted. I'm just saying right now, if I'm the GM, if I'm the owner, if I'm the coach, I'm having second thoughts. I'm sorry, because listen, man, we can sign you, and then you can turn into Kawhi Leonard at the Clippers.
Yeah, but replacing an All-NBA defender is so hard.
I agree.
That, OG, that shit is so hard, man. And for us to be in a position to have one, when's the last time we had one? Like, it's like,
but he's right though, Flea. I don't want to be in a position where the Clippers are right now. I just don't.
But that wouldn't be us, though. That wouldn't essentially be us. You would be looking at the Clippers. So we're comparing situations. The Clippers are in fully win now mode. That is championship or bust mode.
You don't think we are?
You sign OG? No. You sign OG and you give him big money. That's not like, okay, the Knicks got to win a championship the following season. I don't agree with that at all.
Wait. So you don't think coming into next season, because now it's going to be different. Now you can hear, I have my homeboys calling me out. Yo, I know y'all were that good. I know OG was that good. Because y'all don't watch, right? You telling me going into next season, everybody's gonna watch the Knicks fully loaded, and you don't see ESPN, all these other guys that are now on ESPN going crazy. They're gonna be like, "Yo, this is a championship team." It's happening in August. They're gonna do that. If fully healthy, you don't see them going.
Because everybody thinks we're a fluke. No, because everybody is looking at this as this is not real and this is not sustainable. So no, I don't think when we go into next year and all of these goofy shows is on here talking about what they talk about, they're not gonna say, "Oh, the Knicks should be a contender." They don't even believe we're a real 2 seed. That series against Philly, they would say this is not a real 2-7 seed. I mean 2-7 series. You feel what I'm saying, Fabian? Like, come on. The lack of respect that we have is going to continue until we raise a banner. Like, just call it what we want.
Yeah,
we can make it to the finals. We can make it to the finals, OG. I swear to God, we make it to the finals, lose, and they will still say, "You bum ass Knicks."
Of course,
you bum ass Knicks. It's like, what?
But Flea,
Do you think, yeah, boy, do you think we're a championship contender if OG resigns? Do you think there's championship expectations?
Yeah, I think at championship aspirations, but I don't think.
No, I'm saying, no, to your point, Flea, are the fakes and the floozies gonna flip and be like, "Oh, this is a championship or bust scenario now"?
No,
do you think so, AllBall?
Yes, I disagree, Flea. I respectfully disagree. But I'm gonna say this. Once again, I think all championship windows is short.
Mm-hmm.
I give it 3 years for any team that you get your identity, you get some good players, you get the culture, you get everybody to believe. Sometimes it just happens and boom, right? This is our opportunity. We see what we look like. We have to make progress on that. Once again, if OG is the missing piece, which I think he is, us fully healthy, he has to be able to stay on the court. Mm-hmm. If he cannot stay on the court, I do not want nobody. Listen, man, Brunson is my favorite player in the NBA, not because he's a Knick. What he did in Game 3, you watched him hobble. You watch him play after play. He could barely keep himself up, but he toughened it out. These guys are having injuries. Big shout out to Mitchell Robinson. Yeah, he might have came back too early, but you know what? I love that mindset. OG has injuries the way he can't play. I'm like I said, Flea, I'm just saying we need to watch him very closely. We need, like you said, we need some doctors to really pay close attention so we can understand what's going on, because we do not want a situation where we right there, because we now one move from either catapulting this way or we set back exactly 5 years back. We got to be careful. We have to be careful.
I think we're not. I think if you could trade for the Mikal Bridges and, like, I love Herb Jones, and we got to get somebody to handle that rock.
So
right.
So that's the replacement. If you could do that, that's different. Then we talk about something different. But that's.
But I don't know. But I don't know if he totally replaces OG. Like, what I'm saying is that as long as you remain flexible and you're still like building to championship contention, that's a different level. That's a rarity. OKC's doing that. Minnesota might be doing that. Boston is doing that. Like, that's all I want is to them guys to compete. Forget look. How much we were arguing about Tom Thibodeau for 45 minutes. Arguing about these players for 45 minutes. Leon Rose, you will get that smoke if you ruin this. You deserve to be kicked down and all that if you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, especially with this opportunity.
Yeah. But fellas, if we do, let's say we do make that move, that's just still, a move for the future. That's progress. If we get a Mikal Bridges and a Herb Jones, that don't mean we should win a title next year. That just means we keep building until we have that moment. See, remember, we're not Philly or Milwaukee or Boston where we got the super duper big star and we got the team constructed and we got all these talented. Like, look at that Boston Celtics roster. Look at that Philly roster. Look at that Milwaukee roster. If you go off the back of the names, I'm saying for us, we have to be very careful. OG, we have to be careful with that situation. That's all I'm saying. Do I want OG? Yes. Do I want to sign him? Yes. Should he get as much money as he possibly could? Yes. But we have to be careful because we can potentially sign him. And if this is happening, Flea, every year,
That's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough money to move. I got it. I just, you know, I don't want us to get ahead of ourselves. I don't want us to think that, you know, because we've had 2 good seasons now, this makes us the hot spot. Like we can, you know, walk around with our chest out and say, "Hey, OG, you can go because you're replaceable." Like I don't want us to get into that space. Fabian, you could do the ad libs with your face, you know, the face ad libs. You could do all of that if you want to. The fact remains that the fact remains that that's not an easy. If you don't think Brooklyn is thinking about Mikal Bridges being part of their future, you bugging. If you don't think New Orleans is trying to make sure that Herb Jones and Trey Murphy are part of their future, you're bugging. Like those type of guys, those wing players that defend, hit threes, are long, those type of guys, they're not a dime a dozen, right? When you can get one that is really good, you got to keep them. And so, like, I fully understand what you and OG are saying about Anunoby. But I don't know. I don't want us to be in a position where we're devoid of a lockdown defender when we do make it to a conference finals and have to get somebody that can guard Jason Tatum for a 7-game series, that can guard a Jaylen Brown for a 7-game series, that can guard Giannis for a 7-game series, that can guard the ascending Tyrese Maxey for a 7-game series. I don't want us not to have that. And if we decide to not sign OG, who is that going to be for us?
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.